welcome to the Valley Forge Disc Golf League playoffs. I'm Dan Schiffer, joined here by Willem Klein, and we're jumping into the second game of the semifinals.
That's right, we are joining the second game of the semifinals here. We got the New Jersey Goldfinches versus the Thunder Bay Waves. Best 2 out of 3. Both teams take one. We're going to be taking it to a third and final game to see who can make it to the finals.
Yeah, that's right. First up, we got the New Jersey Goldfinches. Now, the Goldfinches barely squeaked into the playoffs in that final week of the regular season. They didn't have Christopher Costley in the field, though, and they do today, so things might go pretty well for them today. You never know.
That's right. And then next up, we got the Thunder Bay Waves. Captain Chris DeMarco. Let's see if he can lead them to the finals. They haven't had too much contention up until this point. They've been first place pretty much the entire time in the league, playing a lot of the weaker rosters on each team. So we'll see if they can have some contention here with the Goldfinches.
All right,
Let's get started.
Starting out hole 1, 257, par 3. It's pretty much a standard at this point. Everybody knows it. Backhand, righty hyzer, right to left. You want something kind of stable that pushes on that hyzer angle and fades right into the green.
That's right, starting off we got Jevin Torres. Let's see what he can do here. Looking a little bit high.
Fairway.
He's pulled that one out a little wide and falls down into the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, looked just a little bit short, didn't quite make it over, but should be a good look.
Yeah, buddy.
Costley going for the not so traveled forehand line on this hole.
That's right, and it comes up a little bit short, but they have an open putt. Let's see if he can it here.
Not a bad play going with that forehand. At least it gets them out to that open part of the field, and they have an open putt at it. Waves have a obstructed look, and everybody's going to be tapping in for threes here.
That's right, nice and easy threes. You know, don't want to go for too much on hole 1, you know, just want to get up and down and, you know, not too upset with the par there.
Absolutely.
Hole 2, par 4, slightly uphill. Pretty tricky tee shot. You kind of want to get something that's nice and straight, get it sliding up right to the log, try to play the ground a little bit, and then see if you can open up either a forehand hyzer or a backhand turnover up to the green.
Maybe we're just not. Maybe we're not concerned about you. Maybe we don't need high tide.
You need high tide.
I don't need high tide to beat you.
You need high tide energy right now.
I don't need high tide. Did you see the moon last night? You should know that tide's coming.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
That was last night, Chris.
That was last night. We didn't play last night.
It's not how water works.
The vibes are high here.
The Waves looking for some nature power here. Let's see if Jevin can channel in on that. Making it over the log. Very impressive drive from Jevin there. Should put him in a good position for birdie for sure.
Sam pulling off the Finches over to the right side.
Not sure if he made it over the log there, but from the sound of it, it looked like it made it through a lot. Looks like they're going to go for the back door here. Let's see what he can do.
This is such a poke and hope line, especially during the summer.
And not quite enough hope there for Sam Doyle. It's going to be a little short.
Yeah. So far, it's been the Jevin show from the Waves.
That's right, and he fought through the trees there, get him a birdie putt.
Oh my God.
Not quite for David Wang there. It's going to be a tap-in par for the Goldfinches. Let's see if DeMarco can hit this. Close.
Okay.
Very close, off the band. It's going to be a couple pars again for the Waves and the Goldfinches. And we'll move on to hole 3.
Hole 3 is a par 4 uphill, 423 feet. A lot of players are going to be thrown up to this girthy tree on the right that we're passing, probably fading left of it, and finding themselves in this position looking up at the basket. Honestly, the play to the right of that tree is a pretty good play as well. It kind of opens up the forehand hyzer, which I kind of like. But we'll see what the players go for here.
There you go.
Big turnover forehand from Coltrera. Can get a lot of distance on that hole if you have a big turnover forehand, so good to see that from him. And Costly just putting a smooth backhand up the hill there to get him right on the fairway.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's ideal.
And we're going to see Costly again getting him up and down.
Costly's got some sweet shades on, man.
Yeah, and that was just a smooth backhand turnover to get him in the circle for a birdie look.
Oh, yeah. Coltrera looking for that solo birdie, but kicks off left side to circle one. That's a putt.
Yeah, it was looking a little bit sawed off, but a fortunate tree kick gets him right onto the green. See if DeMarco can make good for birdie.
There you go.
And correcting the last putt, this one goes right into the chains and is going to net a birdie for the Thunder Bay Waves.
Good putt, baby.
Let's have another look at this putt.
There you go.
High right side. Beautiful. That's pro side, as they call it.
Count it. And Costly with the solo birdie for the Goldfinches. Love to see the smooth play from Costly here and just netting them a nice easy birdie. And here we got hole 4. Very difficult par 3, downhill off the tee. You want to throw a pushing backhand hyzer, hold straight for a little bit, but then dumps at the end. A lot of trees to hit on this fairway and a very difficult green that goes very downhill directly after the basket. We'll see if anyone can get on there for a birdie.
This is a tough two, even with 3 people throwing. But Chris going with that hyzer flip, my goodness.
Got some great ground play there. He's going to have an uphill putt for birdie for the Waves. Very good shot.
Beautiful shot. Another shot from Costly. Going with a flatter line, a little pulled off to the right, but
comes back well, gets unfortunately stopped by the tree and was looking like it could even make it to the pin. But they should have a putt for birdie here. And a good run there from McGovern. Could be close for the par. And not quite making it there for DeMarco.
yeah, not enough oomph on that one.
Yeah.
Nice shot, Costly. Thanks for the carry on that one. No problem. What do we got?
Costly last 2 holes looking fantastic.
Costly putting the team on his back, build a birdhouse up there and make residency for the rest of the Goldfinches because he has been lighting up the course today. And it'll be a couple easy pars here for the Goldfinches
Definitely
and the
felt
Waves.
good
moving on
vibes
to
rolling
hole
into the
5.
course. I knew that today was going to be a beautiful day out, so, you know, just felt good to me. So I'm glad we're in it, and we're going to keep pushing.
Yeah, we're playing pretty solid. We're playing confidently. Hole 3, that's not new to me. That's my adopted hole on on my home course. So that was easy for me. No offense to anybody else, but yeah, we're playing pretty solid. Beautiful day at Greystone. The leaves are out, knocking down discs. So I don't know. We're doing what we can.
If you don't think Christopher Costly is the coolest person out there, you're wrong. Hole 5, par 3, 348 feet downhill. There's a right gap and a left gap, a little hyzer flip backhand on the right, or just a standard hyzer forehand on the left. This one's pretty much a nightmare to film for a catch cam. And we're probably going to see a lot of forehands from these guys as well.
Jevin opted for the forehand here, pulling it just wide enough, and it's going to trickle down to the green for a birdie look. Ooh, a tap in almost. Almost throws it in for an ace there. And Costly, after a world-class interview, will give his effort now.
Looks good. Let's go.
Oh, go in. Oh my God.
Oh my God, a pair of ace runs.
Wow.
I mean, hole 5 can't be played any better unless we had a pair of aces.
And it's going to be a couple easy tap-in birdies for both teams here, and really just putting on a clinic on this hole.
Yeah, little separation so far for these teams.
That's right, and just one stroke will separate our teams going into the next hole.
Actually, no strokes.
No strokes.
No strokes. We're going even.
No
This
strokes.
final hole 6.
You're right.
Par 3, 322 feet. We're going from the blue pin, so it's more of a backhand turning shot that finishes into this sloping green with water OB behind.
We were on 17. These
Beautiful
nurses come
hole.
up to us and asked us if we're looking for this guy. And then we were like, what happened? Did he get away? And they're like, yeah.
Oh my god.
He was like, yeah.
He's currently
long
cuddling
ago?
with the bear.
This was last
on top
year.
of the mountain.
Last like spring. So.
Cleaning each other's paws.
He's joining VFDGL 2023.
He heard about it.
Let's see what Jevin could do here on hole 6. Playing from the blue tee.
Nice shot.
Good ground play there from Jevin. Should be an easy birdie for the Waves.
Yeah, beautiful stroke from Jevin to keep it straight with that late finish.
It's great ground play there too to get the
Yeah.
skip up to the basket.
Little tree love never hurts. David gonna go with the backhand turnover here.
Looking good. Just needs to stable up a bit.
Okay.
Catching some trees there at the end, but it should be a long birdie putt for the Finches.
Let's go!
Go, man!
Love to see Sam Doyle stepping up and canning that putt.
Massive hit for the Goldfinches. That was
Beautiful.
an incredibly difficult putt.
Through the
and
trees.
massive time to put it in. They needed that to stay within a stroke.
We haven't seen too much of Sam this round so far, so it's good to see him canning a very big birdie putt for the Finches here on hole 6.
There you go. Almost 60-footer. And you can really see what that means to the Finches.
Absolutely. Absolutely electric.
Let's go. Tweet.
And Sam is just fired up right now. Good to see.
Man. Let's get that on a shirt.
And there's the tap in from the Waves.
I think we have all the
6
momentum
holes still tied up.
We know where we can clean up our shots. We've made some big shots ourselves. We're hitting fairways, clean up the putting act, and we're going to take this next game.
Yeah, we're just confident. You know, Circle's edge right now. We're real confident. We're confident in our game. We got Costly back. He's fresh. He carried us really through the first 5 holes. We took it down in the 6th to get the tie on a nice long putt. We're gamers. We're here to play. We're here to take game 2.
Wow, I think the Finches have the edge in interviews so far in this week's game.
I would agree with that for sure.
Moving into the first hole of our second game, par 3, 265 feet. It's a similar shot to the one we just had. Backhand turnover into this sloping green with water behind the basket. A lot of trees to slow you down, but it's a tricky shot.
Let us gingerly touch our tips.
You guys putting tampons in over there?
Yeah, basically.
Is that Gogurt?
Yeah, the Waves splitting a bunch of go-gets.
Melon berry.
Gotta love to see
No,
that.
they're fine. I don't even have a hand right now.
That was great.
All right, let's see who can get started with some momentum going into the second game.
Whoa. Almost ideal, but catches one of those late guardians.
So close to perfection there for Chris DeMarco.
David eyeing up this right side. It's a lot more plinko-y.
Slightly short there for David, but it's going to be an open birdie putt, and then the Finches should be very happy with that.
Circle 1 for the Finches while the Waves scramble. This is a really difficult shot to get to slow down.
But Jevin gets it to slow down just in time, and it'll be an easy par putt for them.
Shoot. Go first. You want me to lay up?
Yeah.
Lay it up. All right.
Sorry.
GM of the year.
Finch is going over some strategy here.
Little insider look into how the Finches operate internally.
And a great layup there from Costly.
Picturesque, beautiful. And I don't just mean Costly's beard.
Dave, we're going, yeah.
And a very important layup there for the Finches. It doesn't look like anyone else made the putt. So it's good that they were able to get that nice easy tap and par on here on hole 7, as the green can get you. And here we got hole 2 of our second game. Short par 3, 238 feet that goes down the hill. There is water threat on the left, and there are a lot of trees that can knock you into the water, and the hill does slope in that direction, so you can also roll there. But it's a nice backhand hyzer. Let's see what DeMarco can do.
It's almost like a stock shot, but it's kind of not. And as I say that, Chris making it look pretty stock.
Yeah, Chris throwing a very clean backhand hyzer putter down there, and should be a nice open birdie putt for them.
Second you get something to stand up just a skosh, you start hitting the trees on the right.
Yeah.
It's a tight hallway. Sam fluffing it on the inside just a little bit, but that's going to be a downhill putt for the birdies, for the Finches.
It'll be a downhill putt for birdie for the Finches. Let's see what they can do here.
Let's go!
Oh, and it's in for David Wayne.
Man, that's massive.
Bar down putt from down the hill. Super fun putt too, so I know he is pumped to make that one.
Little elevator action on the top band.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Not dropping.
That's huge for the Goldfinches. The waves are not parked.
Yeah, this is going to be good momentum for them.
And a little bit of pressure on the waves to close out this hole.
Let's see if they can get it done. Inside the circle look. Or maybe just outside. No problem for Jevin.
Wow. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. That's a great catch by the basket.
It was a good catch.
But
very confident putt.
A 2 is a 2.
That's right. Count it. They'll move on to hole 3, all knotted up.
Yeah, let's see that again. Just enough nose up on that spinner.
And that was a good putt catch, especially by the backside of the basket there.
Yeah.
Good that it came in low like that.
Hole 3, par 4, 432 feet. Sort of the signature hole on the property. We've got this water carry off the tee that finishes right to left. And then from there, it's a pretty, standard approach up to this green. The drive is really where most of the stress happens.
It's a gorgeous hole.
Okay. Now it's time to be a fucking python and strike, right? This is the hole where we take a stroke or 2. Okay? Keep it up.
Shot's intimidating.
DeMarco getting his team fired up.
Love to see it.
This is disc golf. This is amateur disc golf at its finest.
If you ever wanted to know what disc golf was, welcome aboard. As a spectator, Tom, you've been here for the whole year. How is this any different from the atmosphere of the regular season?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, right off the bat, these guys know how to make game 1 of the playoffs feel like the finals. So the energy's really high out here. Some huge shots so far from both teams. I'm really liking the Finches tailing right from behind. I'm on them from the jump, but yeah, the atmosphere is absolutely energetic right now, and on a hole like this, something crazy is going to happen. So my eyes are locked in, and we're ready to go.
Dude, Tom is the best. Tom's the best. That's it. That's all I got. Tom's the best.
He's an absolute pleasure to have around. Anytime I've been at league, he's just bringing the vibes up, and it's just great to see. Contreras with a great shot there.
Yep.
Let's see if Costa can match it.
Yeah, both pretty serviceable tee shots. A little bit on the shorter side, so there's going to have some trees to navigate up to the green.
Looks like the waves stayed wide enough that it should be a relatively open shot. And DeMarco makes it look easy.
Yeah, that's a great approach for the waves. Buddy. Wang for the Finches.
Opted with the forehand. Almost knocked in by the branches, and it'll just be an easy tap and birdie for them.
Go, Jake.
All day.
Go, Jake.
That's 3.
And the waves make good for their birdie as well.
Still no separation between these teams so far.
It's an insanely close match here going into hole 4 of game 2. It's a 213-foot straight shot over a river and a dam. Well, slight water carry, but it is a short shot. The player should have no problem getting to the basket. You can use forehand or a slight backhand turnover to get through the green.
There is like a itty bitty little gap straight into the hill.
Get under that.
To Jevons right there.
There is slight rollaway threat here if you're coming in hot.
Yeah, very steep green.
Waves just barely making it safe here. Let's see if the Finches can get a little bit closer.
Yes, Steven.
Steven snapping off his destroyer.
Fantastic shot from
Yeah.
Steven there. Just getting them right up to the green. Put pressure on the waves here.
That's going to be a 3 for the waves. Let's see what the Finches can do. Opportunity to go up by a stroke.
And David Wang just sinks it for the Finches here. No problem, and they will take the first lead, I believe, of this entire match.
That is correct. Really solid putt, honestly. This angle doesn't do it justice.
Absolutely, it is a very uphill putt. The footing on this hill is very tricky, and making
Game plan
good
is going to be the same as
catch it on
has
that
been
putt
this
there.
whole match. It's just play one hole at a time. I think our team is doing really well discussing on which duty to feel on every hole, and I think we've been knocking it out of the park and really haven't had any mishaps. And you know we got a stroke, but we definitely know it's not over. So just focusing on this next throw.
Wow, love to hear that from David. Hole 5, par 4, 430 feet. One of my favorites on the course. It's a real 2-shot hole, but honestly, some of these big bombers can air something out, drift something over to the right, and get it into the green. But I think our teams are just going to be playing for that easy birdie, especially the Finches. Just get that easy 3 and move on to the final hole.
Absolutely, it's a very well guarded green. Not too much reward for going from the eagle. But Sam Doyle is going to put one down the fairway here, a little bit off on the right side, but they might have a line to the basket from there.
Here's someone that could get a good look at the green.
That's right, Cotrera does have that big forehand distance. This time he is going to hit a tree and end up short on the left-hand side. And the Waves will have to do some scrambling here. What a recovery shot from Matt Cotrera, getting on in circle 1.
I was just going to say the Waves have been doing a great job just putting themselves in position to score, and this time maybe not so much, but once again,
Yeah,
the
they made it
Waves
happen.
find themselves in circle 1. The Finches here for the birdie.
Sorry.
Big uphill putt there for David Wang, just coming up high. And here's Chris DeMarco for the Waves.
This is to get that stroke back, tied up going into the final hole of the second game.
Yes! Clutch.
Low left side for the Waves.
And it would not be an amateur disc golf league if we did not see some low left side. Way to make that for Chris DeMarco. That's going to be a big putt going forward for them.
Dramatic 20-footers is what we live on out here.
Oh, absolutely. Keeping people on the edge of their seats, and now we are back to a tie going into the final hole, hole 6, 237 feet uphill. The camera does not do it justice, but it is quite uphill. You can go forehand up to the left side or up the middle. You could also go with a backhand hyzer up the middle.
DeMarco here going to be flipping up his flippy mid-range.
And just sliding it right up to the green. Goes a little long, but they should still be in circle one for a birdie.
Yeah, that ground action was not too kind, honestly. That skipped pretty long.
Oh yeah, I was expecting it to stop a bit shorter than that.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Steven with his destroyer once again. Almost putting it in for the ace.
Nice shot,
Steven's forehand is coming up huge on these last few holes for the Goldfinches.
Yeah.
Should be an easy tap and birdie for them. And now the Waves will have to make a putt here on hole 12, on hole 6.
This is to keep things tied up and to force a third game. Finches are parked.
Let's go, Matt! There he is! Come on!
Wow.
And Matt with his spin style of putting jams it right into the basket, catching on the high side and just going in for a birdie for the Thunder Bay Waves.
I can't really put into words how dramatic that moment was. The Waves have not been putting well this season, and they needed to hit that to stay in.
Oh yeah, and you could feel the tension in the air. It was dead quiet.
Absolutely.
And the celebration after, just to validate that excitement for the Waves to be pushing this to a game 3 and giving themselves a chance to make the finals.
Yeah, 2 tie games. As you can see here, we're calling it a night, and we're going to pick it up the following morning. I love the vibes right here.
Matt
Sorry, I didn't film that very well.
In for the final game. Should be an exciting 6 holes.
I'll come through someday, bro. That was amazing.
New day, new vibes, same stakes. Win or go home. It's hot. Too hot for me to be wearing pants, which means I couldn't wear my knee brace today because I'm extremely self-conscious about it. Now I know you're sitting there thinking, Chris, is this the same ego that caused the injury in the first place?
Feeling good.
Wow, what a cut.
Definitely a little antsy, a little anxious and nervous. We're trying to, get on a hot start and make a finals for this year. Goldfinches haven't missed the playoffs in any VFSN sports league, so we don't plan on failing that tradition, but we know we got to take it one hole at a time, one throw at a time, so we just focus on this next drive here.
Yeah, like Dave said, it's a tradition for the Finches to make the finals in a Valley Forge Sports Network regular season. And they're a traditional team, so let's see if they can keep that going. Hole 1 in game 3, par 3, 225 feet. Slight bend to the right from the tee with the hill sloping down to the left. Backhand is going to get sucked down, and I think forehand's the play, honestly.
Right, here we go.
It's a rather tricky forehand. You do want to keep something a little bit straight, but I agree. I think the forehand does match the gravity of the hill a little bit better.
Jev Daddy, absolute park job on this first hole of the third game.
There from Jevin, just showing us how the ground plays for the forehand here.
Man, David just coming out here and just really showing everybody what tradition means to him. Putting it right inside the bullseye.
And it's going to be 2 very easy putts here for both teams.
Chris, it got further than you think.
Keeping up that pace from the previous 2 games.
Yeah,
and just continuing the excitement going into the next coming holes here.
Yeah, high level golf from the Waves and the Finches in this semi-final, man. This is really awesome to see.
Agreed. We've seen a lot of clinical displays on these holes. We've seen some great scrambling, great putting. I'm excited to see what's in store for these remaining holes.
Playoffs are in the air.
That's right. And we're moving on here to hole 2, 455-foot par 4. The tee shot is a pushing right to left shot. You don't want to push too straight or you're going to be in jail in those trees. And then the second shot, you just want to throw something as straight as possible down this fairway and avoid as many of these trees as possible to access the green and try to get yourself a putt for birdie.
Yep.
This is looking good here from DeMarco. If they can get through the trees.
They're trying to get themselves an eagle look with that bid.
Oh yeah, and that makes it way down the fairway.
Yeah, if you go with something high and kind of inside with that, you know, disc that's standing up the entire time, you can really bite off a lot of the fairway and get yourself almost in circle 2 on this hole.
That's right. It looks like Sam got caught up a little bit in the woods there. We'll see if David Wang can get the Goldfinches up and down.
Yeah,
Yes.
Get clean.
Yes, Dave.
Go in.
Good shot. Good shot, Dave.
Yeah, David putting his team in circle 1 for that 3. Really well done.
Taking the second fairway, as many people from Greystone like to call it.
Hard to tell where the waves are right now. I can't tell if they're off right side or just in a tricky spot.
I think they were off on the right side and just didn't quite make it out. A long look here for birdie. It looks like they'll have a close putt for par. The Goldfinches have an opportunity here.
Let's go.
Huge for the Goldfinches to go up early in this final game.
Absolutely, and they're going to take that momentum onto these further holes, taking a stroke here on the waves with 4 to go.
And I know what you guys are thinking. I'm saying everything is huge. But everything is pretty friggin' huge right now. These are monumental shots right now. The pressure of this league is indescribable.
That's right. In these games, there are only 6 holes per game. So getting an early lead is huge, because if you could maintain that lead for a few more holes, then you've just gotten yourself a spot in the finals.
That is correct. Moving out to hole 3 here. Par 3, 244 feet. Left to right moving shot. The forehand's actually pretty tricky if you're going with that shot. You kind of want something that's standing up but never flips up truly up to flat. Backhand turnover plays pretty well into the green, but it's a delicate shot either way. You just got to execute.
Constantly stepping up with the backhand here.
Oh yeah, dude. Come on. Get over. Come on.
That's beautiful.
It was a little low. Looks like it caught a tree, and they should have a putt going across the river for their 2.
Okay, so they were short of the OB there. Coltrera just tossing up his zone.
And this is actually his, I believe, flippier zone. And he just uses that to go straight to the basket.
Oh, it looks like the Finches did make it across the water. And actually are in circle 1.
And they take the birdie there.
That's a no-doubter for Christopher Costley.
Yeah, I heard it hit something on the way. I couldn't quite see it land, but it looks like they were able to make it onto the green, and they do capitalize for the birdie, keeping it at a 1-stroke advantage going into the next hole.
Wow, we got 3 holes to play, and the Finches are up by 1. Going into hole 4, par 3. Sorry to cut you off, Will, but 250 feet. This is just another hole that these guys are going to want to birdie. You know, it's pretty much birdie or die. The pace is so high, you can't get left behind. Left gap up the middle is good. Right gap is viable, but left gap really gets you up into the green.
And that ceiling is low at this time of year, but Chris Costley powering a driver up there, and looks like it just made it to the base of the hill.
Oh, what a
Put a little hyzer on this one, but it flips over. And that looked like it made it to the bottom. I wasn't quite sure.
Little left side of the basket here at the bottom of the hill.
Yep.
It's a look.
Doesn't quite fade back to the basket, but that'll be an easy tap-in for par for the Waves. Not quite what they wanted. And the Finches will actually have an opportunity here to take it to 2 strokes.
Wow. The Finches are looking deadly right now.
And this is a tense putt. You can see he's walking it off a little bit, getting a feel for the putt.
Yeah, I mean, 2 strokes in this league is almost insurmountable. So this would be huge. A little bit left, hitting metal and everything, but not catching any chains.
Yeah, the pressure of the moment maybe getting to David a little bit there, and just goes a little bit awry the basket there, and they'll take a par. still maintaining their 1-stroke lead going into hole 5. Par 4, 550 feet. It's a downhill shot. You can see the water and pond on the left, and the second shot here should be a backhand into the green to try and get to the basket. Water threat on the left. It's definitely a stressful tee shot. Let's see what Chris Costley can do.
I like this play, flexing something over into the hill.
We got 2-4.
You see a lot of players fading out early into that rock pit ditch area, and that's not a fun area to be.
And they'll have a lot of distance to the basket, but definitely a wide open shot.
That's gonna come back. Yeah. Come on.
Got caught up in the bushes there, but fought through.
Come on, kid.
My goodness,
Actually got a lot of distance on
Matt
that shot.
Coltrera has one speed, and it's all gas, no brakes.
That's right, and Coltrera, that disc is not far off the ground, but makes it well onto the fairway, and they should have a pretty close up and down, maybe a little bit cut off on the left side.
Really short.
David's looking to really challenge these trees on the right and fade just inside of them.
What a shot there from David. As you can see, they were pretty far from the gap, and he does well to really put them on the green there and get them a putt for birdie. And here's Matt. Had good width on the gap there, throwing a backhand hyzer, and they'll also have a putt for birdie here on hole.
I'm thinking that was a little bit of a run for that too.
Yeah.
But does well to keep it close for the waves. Finches with a little bit of meat on the bone. Let's see if they're hungry.
Let's go.
And David making up for his last putt, putting it in here on hole 5. And that'll bring them to -4. We'll see if the waves can keep it 1 stroke going into the next hole, the final hole.
The Finches really want that final playoff berth, man. They really love tradition like that.
And they are fighting for it right now. Jevin puts them in. They're going to keep 1 stroke behind the Goldfinches going into this next hole.
Hole 6, our final hole of our final game of this second game of the semifinals. It's just a wide open 380-foot shot, slightly downhill. It's tucked off to the right, so a righty backhand is tough to get over there. But we got a lot of big forehands on the card. You know, it's tough to see some separation here. You know, it's a pretty straightforward shot, but we'll see. We'll see what the waves can do.
We'll sometimes see people go backhand roller on this hole, and I know Sam Doyle is a big fan of that shot on this hole, so we'll see if he makes it to the tee here for the Finches.
Put down my one.
Fist bumps all around, and the Finches are first on the box.
See if David can get them up and down there for the back with the backhand.
Starts it off with some angle. He's going to want that to drift a little bit more.
Coming out a little early, but it looks like circle 2 putt there for the Goldfinches for birdie.
All right, Wade.
GM versus GM.
DeMarco looking to see if he can get a stroke here for the waves on 18 with this drive.
Circle 1 look here for the waves would be massive. The Finches are outside the circle. Let's see what Chris can do.
He put a lot of oomph into that, and it's holding that.
It's tipping over.
What a shot there from Chris DeMarco.
Let's go. I'm not done yet.
Wow, that is in the circle for a look for the birdie. Finch is looking at about 55 feet.
A little bit uphill. And not quite making it for the Goldfinches, and the waves have the opportunity now to tie this up on the final hole.
Come on, 2-4. Let's go.
Right side catch for the waves. That's massive.
What a catch there for Coltrera, pushing it to a tie on the final hole.
Man, I'm a little bit at a loss for words. That drive was so clutch. That putt was so clutch.
Absolutely. This is just absolutely electric right now. Super tight matches all the way through, and we are knotted up after 3 games.
We're going into playoff holes, ladies and gentlemen, and we are just playing 18 on repeat, which means we're just throwing down and walking up over and over again.
And we got Chris DeMarco on the tee again for the Waves. Let's see if he can repeat his last shot on this hole.
Same exact disc.
And the line looks similar.
A little bit more height this time.
Oh. And hard for Chris DeMarco, making an even better shot than last time. Let's see this one more time, folks. What a shot from Chris DeMarco.
Puts it in the circle.
Find it.
On the previous hole. They walk back up the hill. They're probably gassed, and he just walks up and executes an even better shot.
Beyond impressive.
Spectacular. David's got a match.
We'll see if David can improve on his last shot.
David putting more angle on this one as he didn't get enough on the last one.
Came out a little bit, but did not quite have the height to get all the way to the basket, and they're going to have a pretty long look here for their two.
They're even further away than they were the last time.
Yeah. And not quite cashing it from that distance. Difficult putt.
The Waves, the Thunder Bay Waves, absolutely stealing it from New Jersey.
Yeah, and it really did feel like the Finches had the momentum there for the majority of this match. But
Absolutely.
The Waves just staying scrappy, staying in the game, and pulls it to a tie on the final hole and then takes it in the playoff.
Unbelievable. Yeah, like you said, it felt like the Waves were just trying to keep pace. And they did. And they forced that door open and they walked through it. Absolute sight to see. Like, I mean, wow, so cool, so cool.
Fantastic performance here from both teams. Love to see the camaraderie coming out. And the Waves will be moving on to the finals against the Rock City Royals.
Rock City.
That's right. Dan Schifrin will be taking on the Thunder Bay Waves.
Yeah, alone in a fist fight.
And they all have weapons.
Love to see the sportsmanship. You know, first and foremost, we're all friends, we're all buddies.
That's right.
We're hardcore competitors, but we all love to see each other winning. And that. Oh, look at that! Wait, I remember filming this. Yeah.
Great shot there. Relief coming from GM Chris DeMarco here, leading his team to victory on the final playoff hole with 2 fantastic shots.
I just want to say, MVP vote is up to you guys. But if you're not voting for Jevon Torres, you're absolutely cracked. This bond is forever. Thunder Bay Waves for life. Jevon, do you have anything to say about your performance
If not
this season?
for
Take the
me,
stage.
Chris DeMarco for sure. Definitely want to thank Chris DeMarco for creating this league. I mean, freaking all you guys behind the cameras, all the work you guys do, we definitely appreciate that. What an experience. Some good disc golf there at the end. I mean, you can't get it any better than that. So we'll see you tomorrow. Championship. The DeMarco brothers go to fucking battle tomorrow.
Yeah, it doesn't get much crazier.
What?
We need cameramen.
Unbelievable.
If you're in the area, we need as many cameramen as possible tomorrow. In case me and Scott physically harm each other, we need video evidence to see who throws the first punch.
We'll be there to document all of that. Will, do you have any thoughts closing out this video, man?
It's going to be a great finals match against the Royals and the Waves. Brother versus brother to see who can take this league down this year. And just what a great performance from both teams. Saw a lot of great putts, fantastic drives, and it was all around just a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, shout out to the New Jersey Goldfinches for a hell of a season. They're a Valley Forge mainstay, and it's awesome to see David Wang piloting that ship and, you know, playing golf with a bunch of good guys. And shout out to Chris DeMarco, like Jevon said, for putting this whole league on and for letting a couple scrubs like me and Will do a little bit of commentary.
Absolutely. Big shout out to Chris DeMarco for giving us this opportunity, and it's always, you know, super fun to be involved with these events, whether it's behind the camera or playing the disc golf. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally just in his home right now, and he's not here.
Yeah, he's not here. He's at Best Buy.
So I'm thinking we actually get started on our podcast now.
Yeah, this is where we transition into the podcast, right? And we do have a special guest here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Scout the Cat. Absolute fire.
Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about pasta recipes. This is Mission Impossible. All right, I think we could press stop.
Right. I hope so. I'm afraid to press literally anything besides the buttons he told me.
I'm gonna do it so that you are absolved.
It'd be funny if the whole thing deleted.